Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2024 State of the College program. We are gathered today to celebrate and prepare. We are celebrating our collective achievements, and we are preparing for even greater success. But first, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to each of you here with us, and to all the faculty and staff. You are the life's blood of the college, and I'm grateful for your unwavering commitment to education. The work you do to uplift students, pursue critical research, and serve communities across the region and the globe isn't just important, it's transformative. Your dedication has propelled this college forward, and your passion shapes the future. Serving as your dean for these past 5 years has filled me with a tremendous sense of pride and optimism. Please allow me to list some of the reasons why. Let's talk about research. Sponsored expenditures for the college last fiscal year totaled $13.4 million, an increase of 10% over the previous year, and an astonishing 66% increase over the total secured just 4 years ago. Our faculty are valued partners in major grants awarded by federal funding agencies, including the National Institutes of Health and the National Science Foundation, by major foundations including Mellon and Carnegie, and Virginia agencies, especially the Department of Education. These major grants advance the participation of liberal arts and human sciences faculty in projects related to university priorities, including the health sciences, human security, K-12 education, environmental justice, and regional development. In the last 5 years, faculty in the college have secured more than $1.2 million in funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities alone. These grants advance college priorities in the digital humanities, veteran studies, medical humanities, food studies, international research, and more. Here's another statistic that brings me a great deal of pride. During the last 3 years, the college has accounted for more than 3/4 of the highly prestigious prizes and fellowships awarded to Virginia Tech, excluding memberships in national academies. These highly prestigious awards include individual fellowships from the Guggenheim Foundation, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the American Council of Learned Societies. Faculty are successful in securing fellowships to support individual projects, thus advancing a scholarly model central to the liberal arts at a research university. Many of these fellowships have been awarded to faculty in early stages of their careers, demonstrating how national recognition has been secured by both tenure-track and recently tenured faculty. The college, in partnership with the Provost's Office and department chairs, is finding new ways to support faculty who secure major fellowships. We are determined to make sure that our faculty have the time and resources they need to complete the tasks associated with these fellowships. We also recognize that publicly engaged scholarship is central to the research activities of many faculty. Our researchers work with communities across Virginia, particularly in the southwest corner of the state, as well as the Appalachian region, in ways that promote economic development, recognize cultural identity, and promote social justice. Many of these projects connect instruction, outreach, and scholarship, thus advancing the mission of a liberal arts and human sciences college at a land-grant R1 university. Now, please allow me to share another point of pride: authorship. Over the last 3 years, faculty in the college have published more than half of all books recorded for the entire university. These books include single-authored monographs, edited volumes, and works of creative writing. And we want to give more support to our prolific scholars. We are planning a substantial increase in support for writing books following the recommendations expected later this semester from a clause working group. These actions will provide guidance for authors at key stages in book preparation, increase recognition for book publication, and suggest steps to better connect books with other forms of scholarly engagement. Beyond these numbers, our college continues to make groundbreaking strides. We have enhanced pre- and post-award support for faculty to enhance grant acquisition and management. Our Dean's Research Focus Assignment program allows select faculty members the ability to devote an entire semester to research without teaching or service obligations or a required course payback. We are fostering transdisciplinary research across the university, ensuring that humanists and social scientists are included from the outset in key projects shaping the future. And speaking of the future, let's talk about how we are supporting the leaders of tomorrow. I think we can all agree that we have exceptional students in the college. This year, we have 4,747 clause undergrads, and our data shows that most of them graduate in less than 4 years. The flexibility of a clause degree enables us to have the lowest time to degree of any academic college at Virginia Tech. In an age when students and their families are more cost-conscious than ever, and VT is committing itself to ensuring that every student can fully experience the VT advantage, that is something to shout from the rooftops. Our student population is also diverse. This year, our students hail from 35 states and 10 countries, and 40% of our students are underrepresented or underserved. Our college's academic advising team works directly with students across all departments and schools to ensure that they are getting the academic and career guidance they need. We have made great strides toward the professionalization of advising across the college, and those efforts will continue. We are grateful for our advisors and their dedication to helping our students achieve their dreams. Your accomplishments are being noticed not only by your peers, but also by supporters of the college around the world. Let's talk about giving back. I wish I could thank every single Hokie who has supported our mission over the last 5 years, but that list is full of literally thousands of people. Since the 2020 academic year, we have received 19,561 gifts to the college. That's nearly 20,000 gifts, amounting to nearly $30 million raised for our college alone. $30 million also represents the amount of money in our college's endowment, a total that's grown significantly since 2019, with over 550 funds managed within the college. We also received the single largest donation in the history of the college in this time frame. Credit goes, of course, to our excellent college advancement team for their work to connect with donors and alumni, and to our incredible Dean's Roundtable members for such generous contributions. But all of this growth is only possible because of you, our faculty and staff. Over the past 5 years, we have also strengthened our commitment to social justice and diversity, equity, and inclusion, which lie at the heart of our mission. Our faculty continue to lead critical conversations on racism, justice, and community resilience, and have spearheaded efforts such as our seminars and teach-ins on issues of searing global importance. These initiatives, launched by our faculty and graduate students, offer historical insights into today's most pressing challenges while inspiring pathways forward. In 2020, we responded to national calls for action to address systematized racial injustice by organizing a series of programs, including the Juneteenth Scholars. Our commitment to social justice has also extended to refugee support. We were proud to establish the Center for Refugee, Migrant, and Displacement Studies, the only center of its kind in the United States. Through a collaborative effort, we welcomed Dr. Olga Nimko as our first Displaced Scholar Research Fellow, a powerful symbol of our dedication to academic freedom and global responsibility. As we look ahead, we recognize the challenge facing liberal arts across the nation: budget cuts, attacks on academic freedom, record high numbers of book bans targeting vulnerable communities. These forces remind us of the critical role we play in shaping not only knowledge, but the future of democracy itself. At Virginia Tech, we are fortunate to be a driving force in a university that aspires to join the world's leading research institutions. None of the university's goals can be realized without a vibrant, forward-thinking College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. Our students, representing a diverse array of backgrounds, come to us not just for an education, but to make a difference in a broken world. It is our responsibility to equip them with the tools they need to navigate the complexities of history and society, to challenge them with uncomfortable truths, and to prepare them to lead with integrity, empathy, and resilience. Thank you for your tireless dedication to this mission and for being part of this community that I could not be more honored to lead with joy. Together, we are shaping a brighter, more just future. Now, I'd like to welcome some of the outstanding scholars who have made significant contributions to their respective fields, communities around the world, and to our college. I am delighted to introduce our first three speakers for the evening, who will be sharing updates on awe-inspiring projects they have helped to launch in the past 5 years. First up is Yannis Stivachtis, Professor of Political Science, Jean Monnet Chair, and Director of the Center for European Union and Transatlantic Studies. Next, you'll hear from Cana Itchuaqiyaq, an Assistant Professor in the Department of English. Then we'll welcome Michael Moehler, a professor in the Department of Political Science and founding director of the Kellogg Center for Philosophy, Politics, and Economics. Yannis, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Dean Belmonte. Before I start, I would like to thank all my colleagues who throughout these 3-4 years have helped with the development of the Center for European and Transatlantic Studies. I also like to thank Dean Belmonte for her generous support all these years. In terms of its mission, the Center involves in research, teaching and learning, but also in outreach and engagement. What is important for us is also reaching beyond the academic community into policy-making world, the civil society at large, and also K-12 education, including both educators and students. In terms of research, at this moment, we have two main projects. The one is about the Europeanization and de-Europeanization of the countries on the European Union's periphery. It's more about the challenges and the contestation of EU norms and values to states which are candidates for membership of the European Union. The second project is about the EU strategic autonomy, and especially how the European Union tries to be a more independent actor in international affairs in the field of defense, security, energy, and trade. In terms of experiential learning, we now support the Diplomacy Lab, which represents a project in collaboration with the Department of State since 2014. What we do, the Department of State gives us projects and we involve our students, both in the college and outside the college, in responding to the projects and the questions the Department of State has. We also involve in undergraduate research, and my colleague, Eric Bradley, for instance, has a particular project where students try now to examine the question of war crimes in Europe. We also have our students involving in mock exercises like the International Model European Union, International Model NATO, and the Schuman Challenge. In terms of outreach and engagement, we are involved in lifelong learning experiences. We work with the Lifelong Learning Institute in Virginia Tech, offering courses. In terms of K-12 education, we have the biannual education conference where we attract teachers from many states and not only Virginia. We have the Monday European Council, which is a workshop we offer to different teachers in different locations in order to utilize this mock exercise to teach the students about the European Union. And we have the Transatlantic Studies Scholars Program together with the Parallel Histories Program, which bring together teachers from Virginia together with those in Europe, especially Ireland and France, and we try to expand this program to Italy and Greece. Now, in terms of new initiatives, we try to work closely with SPIA in order to advance our presence in North Capital Region, National Capital Region, sorry. We established international research partnerships with European universities in an effort to participate in European-funded programs. Model after the Diplomacy Lab, we are about to establish the Global Intelligence Lab in collaboration with European Intelligence Academy and the Research Institute for American and European Studies, which focuses on intelligence studies. We strive to expand or to establish, let's say, our relations with NATO, and particularly with SHAPE and the NATO Transformation Command in Norfolk, to expand our K-12 activities within the United States and beyond, and at the end, we try to organize short duration programs. And I stop here because already have more than 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
Uvla uvanga Cana, Uluak, Itchuaqiyaq, Kikikdagrami, Inyubigni, Vaitni. I am an assistant professor of technical and scientific communication in the Department of English. And there was a clicker. Under? Is this it? Oh, sorry. Okay. So our work in the Department of English is more dynamic than you might think. We don't just engage with the humanities, although that's a big important part of what we do. We're also connecting them to the sciences through critical frameworks like equity, social justice, and community engagement. In courses like science writing, which I like to teach a lot, our students partner with Inuit communities to create culturally relevant scientific communication that helps spark real-world change and tangible change in the communities we serve. And as project lead for 2 Inuit-led initiatives, I've been privileged to partner with my own community in Northern Alaska. In my research, we are working on the Rematriation Project, which is archiving cultural knowledge to help communities face the myriad impacts of climate change. And in the Inupiatun Language Access and Sovereignty Project, we are using cutting-edge tools like AI and machine learning to document and preserve endangered Inuit languages. It's been really fulfilling to see how research can directly support frontline Arctic indigenous communities, such as my own home community in Kotzebue, Alaska, that is currently, as in right this very second, experiencing major floodings from storms this week. Our work as scholars can help these communities in facing challenges like climate change and cultural revitalization. So building on that and those efforts, I am working to develop a new center within CLAWS, the Center for Equitable Research in the Arctic, or CERA. CERA focuses on advancing community-driven Arctic research with a strong emphasis on indigenous leadership. Our goal is to ensure that Arctic communities are not just participants, but true leaders in shaping the research that impacts them. At CERA, we aim to create equitable research partnerships that blend indigenous knowledges with research expertise and resources here at Virginia Tech to address the urgent challenges in the Arctic. By bridging the gap between disciplines, so across the humanities, the social sciences, the sciences, engineering, medicine, and beyond, we can develop sustainable solutions for frontline communities as they face critical and contemporary and ongoing and increasing challenges like climate change. I am part of a proud department, the English department, and I'm also really proud to be part of a college that not only engages deeply with the humanities, but leads interdisciplinary, community-centered research that can make real, tangible, and positive effects in communities. Itchuaqiyaq, teku.
Hello, my name is Michael Moehler. I am the director of the Kellogg Center for Philosophy, Politics, and Economics. And it's a pleasure to be here with you today and share a few reflections on the development of PPE at Virginia Tech. This academic year marks a significant year for PPE at VT. About 10 years ago, we started this project with much hope, a somewhat blurry vision, and exactly 0 students and faculty dedicated to PPED. Today, we oversee a flourishing undergraduate degree program with over 200 students, excellent faculty and staff, and 50 faculty affiliates across campus. The growth of the program was cemented 5 years ago with the establishment of the Kellogg Center in order to position the university as a global leader in PPE research and teaching. The center is housed in the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences and operates in collaboration with the College of Science, as well as supporting the university's Beyond Boundaries mission. Over the past 5 years, our faculty, staff, and students have won various prizes and awards, and the center now houses its very own undergraduate research journal that is open to submissions worldwide. However, what is most important to me is not the numbers, but the vibrant PPE community that we have created that engages faculty, students, and the public. The center has become a forum for respectful civil discourse that engages with pressing social problems, led by principles of academic freedom, rigor, and independence. Over the past 5 years, the center has organized over 65 events to help increase the visibility of the humanities and social sciences at Virginia Tech. One particular example of such an event is our PPE Distinguished Public Lecture. This lecture series has featured speakers of the highest caliber, including a New York Times best-selling author, a Kyoto Prize winner, a MacArthur Fellow, and 2 Nobel Prize winners. One of them, Amartya Sen, shown here behind me at his lecture at Virginia Tech. And this March, American constitutional theorist Bruce Ackerman will come to campus to speak about democracy post the elections. In conclusion, I would like to thank especially Dean Belmonte and Dean Pitts from the College of Science for their visionary leadership, and David Kellogg, a VT alum, for his generous philanthropic support that made this project possible. I would also like to thank my excellent colleagues across campus. Also firmly rooted in our college, the Kellogg Center engages scholars and teachers across 12 departments in 7 colleges to analyze the human condition in all of its facets, which is at the heart of the mission of the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. I'm excited about the opportunities that lie ahead and the center's future impact, as well as its service to the profession and the university. Thank you.
Please join me in a round of applause for Yannis, Cana, and Michael. Now I'd like to introduce our next 5 speakers. Emily Satterwhite, a professor in religion and culture, director of Appalachian Studies, and our newly appointed Edward Diggs Professor of the Humanities. She will share updates on a historic project in the Appalachian region funded by the Mellon Foundation. Next, you'll hear from Paul Quigley, an associate professor of history, director of both the Center for Humanities and the Virginia Center for Civil War Studies. Paul will be joined by Rishi Jaitly, a professor of practice and distinguished fellow in the Center for Humanities, and the founding director of the Institute for Leadership in Technology, which, as far as we know, is the world's first executive training program grounded in the humanities. Then we'll welcome Brett Shadle, professor of history and associate director of the Virginia Tech Center for Refugee, Migrant, and Displacement Studies. Finally, we'll hear from Savannah Mandel, a talented PhD student in science, technology, and society, who will speak about her outstanding work as a student and researcher. Emily, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Dean Belmonte. Good afternoon. I'm Emily Satterwhite, Director of Appalachian Studies and Co-Director of Monuments across Appalachian, Virginia. My co-director, Katie Powell, is unable to be here today. She is away conducting community-based research, but she shares my excitement at the chance to update you on MAV. And some of these fine folks are over here in the audience. We've got our project coordinator, Lauren, and our grad assistant, Jacob. We are in year 2 of a 3-year, $3 million grant conceived by Tom Ewing, funded by the Mellon Foundation, and led by a collaboration among faculty, staff, students, and community members. Research is woven into every element of our work, from our inventory documenting the biases of existing monuments to our in-progress peer-reviewed anthology illuminating our community-driven processes. The projects funded through MAV highlight histories of migration, racial inequity, labor, indigeneity, and ecological cultural practices. As you'll see, our projects challenge conventional notions about what counts as a monument. Our liberal arts and human sciences colleagues on the leadership team include postdoctoral fellow Dr. Sarah Plummer, sociology PhD student Jacob Robinson, and communications director Dr. Marty Wagnon. Our MAV advisory board includes class colleagues along some truly badass community organizers. Not that Jessica and Paul aren't also badass. One of the strengths of having this kind of public memory work based at a university is our provision of humanistic learning opportunities from interns from across colleges, as well as our ability to offer scholarly expertise to project partners, including through the resource team. This map illustrates the location of our funded projects. Each of the 9 projects received between $85,000 and $285,000 to realize a monument before the end of 2025. I'll say a very little about each of them quickly. Round 1 projects are led by Virginia Tech faculty working with community partners. 3 out of 4 are spearheaded by CLOS faculty. Amy Price-Azano and her community partner launched a Montañitas festival and an original music album based on interviews about migration experiences. We encourage you to download Los Apalachianos on Spotify. Shannon Bell's Forest Botanicals Trail features Indigenous, Black, and white Appalachian practitioners. And Greg Galford is launching a design competition for a Green Book Hotel monument. Round 2 projects are community-led and supported by VT faculty. CLOS faculty include historians Jessica Taylor and Marian Mullen, working on Black parenthood and the labor movement, respectively. Sociologist Ashley Reichelman is collaborating with the Franklin County NAACP on a statue recognizing African American Civil War soldiers. Postdoc Sarah Plummer is also assisting the NAACP via her Appalachian Community Research class funded by the Appalachian Regional Commission. Dr. Plummer's students, including MAV interns, are poring over census data and pension records to write biographies of 70 US colored troops. They made an emotional discovery that one of the soldiers has an unclaimed Medal of Honor, and they are knocking doors in West Virginia to identify a living relative to apply for a posthumous award. There's so much to come as we amplify stories that honor the complexities of Appalachian Virginia. Visit our website at moremountainstories.org to learn more about the projects and about our mutual aid efforts in the wake of Hurricane Helene. You might even see one of our interns, Chance, wielding his chainsaw as he helps clear debris from the storm. Thank you.
All right, as a brand new Humanities Center director, I'm on the lookout for the best ways to get out there and advocate for the humanities. One of my favorite techniques is to point out that studying these subjects actually enables one to lead a more fulfilling life, so to be happier, basically. Well, I've been developing a little spin-off theory to this. If you happen to be a humanities scholar, even just a little bit of a humanities scholar, and I think most of us are, I think the surest path to happiness runs through a flourishing humanities center. And I see a big part of my job as achieving that kind of goal. I see part of my job as finding ways to support our work more fully, whether that's logistically or financially or otherwise. I also want to continue to find ways to engage with different kinds of constituencies outside the university, and Rishi is going to give some terrific examples of those in just a minute. I believe the Center for Humanities has got a lot to offer all of us. It can create stronger communities to enrich our intellectual lives here on campus. It can support the contributions we're all making to our own disciplines. It can foster new interdisciplinary collaborations, and it can publicize to anyone and everyone, whether on campus or off campus, anywhere, the value and the vitality of our work. So there's a lot of potential here. There's also a lot to do. And so I welcome your participation in this work and your input into the future of the center so that we can realize our shared vision of a center that benefits us all. So please get involved. Please share your ideas. Your future happiness just might be at stake. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Dean Belmonte, as well. Imagine a world where the world's leading politicians, physicians, professionals sit with your scholarship, sit with your books, sit with your essays, not just for fun, though they should, but as a means to grow their leadership inside and outside their organizations, as a means to grow their ability to introspect, their ability to imagine, their ability to story tell, their ability to story listen. You know, we live in a very, and I've spent a lot of my career in technology, we live in a very self-involved, short-form culture, a culture of mirrors. In many ways, I think the humanities offer us a culture of windows, long-form and other-centric. And in my mind, that just happens to be the leadership superpower of the future. And so if there's one thing I want to leave you with today, it's that all of you as humanities scholars are sitting on a huge opportunity, a global market, if you will, for your work. This is why we built the Institute for Leadership and Technology last year with the support of the college, the world's first effort to offer an executive degree in the humanities to rising stars from around the world. In the last year, we've welcomed leaders from Amazon, Boeing, Microsoft, others with experiences at Citigroup, Zillow, and TikTok. Yes, TikTok, coming to Virginia Tech to study philosophy, creative writing, history, religion, and so much more as a way to grow their leadership. And so very, very honored to have the chance to share this with you. And I guess I'll conclude with a call to action and a thanks. We've had many members of the faculty, including Michael Moehler and Matthew Vollmer, and of course Paul and others who've participated in this program. And any of you that would like to get involved and find new ways to ensure your scholarship travels outside of academia into the world, we'd welcome your participation. Thank you again so much.
Hello, everyone. Damn. Okay. I'm Brett Shadle with the Center for Refugee, Migrant, and Displacement Studies, and a member of Itchuaqiyaq. So we were founded in April 2020, so we're less than 5 years old. Myself, Katie Powell, and Rebecca Hester. Just a few examples of some of the things we've done in research, outreach, and teaching. It's very much been a team effort. We've been working hard and have a lot going on. One of the things that has been the most meaningful in our work has been our partnership with Itchuaqiyaq. Was co-founded by Deirdre Hand, who is here, was one of my students some years back. She took a bachelor's in history as well as an MA from the School of Education. Along with these three truly incredible people, Mary, Ding, and Duty, the three of them all grew up in the Kakuma refugee camp. In Kakuma, less than 1% of high school graduates have access to higher education, less than 1%. And higher education is one of the few paths out of the camp and towards a better future. So in 2021, the four of them created Itchuaqiyaq to help provide more access. Here's a picture of cohort 4 who are in the midst of the college application process right now. So Itchuaqiyaq is a 14-month academic training and college application process. It's incredibly intense, but it's also been highly successful. Of the 30 alum that we have who have gone through the program so far, 100% are in college and on full scholarships. Yeah. Excellent. They're in the US, Canada, Czech Republic, the UK, and one just joined Costa Rica. We've been very lucky that our center and Itchuaqiyaq have been able to partner in a variety of ways, including we've had probably 20 different students intern with Itchuaqiyaq, including tutoring students. Here's Alden, one of our students, zooming very early in the morning because of the time difference. Our students here at Tech are often up at 6 or 7 working with students there. Virginia Tech also became one of only 17 institutions in the country to become a Welcome Corps on-campus member. Welcome Corps is a program through which refugee students overseas can come to the US to attend college, but it also provides a path towards resettlement and ultimately towards citizenship. In April, I was able to go to Kakuma with Dean Belmonte. Here's a picture. We're at the homes of 2 of our students, Josephine and Luca. Through the Cranwell Family Foundation, and those are also some representatives from Cranwell who are with us, and the efforts of Laura, including working with the College of Science and Pamplin, we were able to raise the funds for scholarships for 2 Alamecia students to come to Virginia Tech through the Welcome Corps. And while we were in Kakuma in April, we were able to announce to Ajir and Yanlueth the good news that they would be coming to Virginia Tech on full scholarships. Yes. The picture in the center is the moment when they heard, and there were no dry eyes in the room. This is our classroom in Kakuma. They are here now on campus. You may see them around. They're doing really well. They're experiencing everything. Being able to be part of Alamecia and having our center, having CLAS and Virginia Tech become leaders in refugee higher education, working with Virginia Tech students, working with Alamecia students has truly been life-changing for me. The students are brilliant. They're incredibly dedicated, community-minded, and hardworking. And Laura, I said I would always use this picture. Some of the students in Alamecia are also incredibly tall. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Speaking of tall, thank you so much for having me here today. I am incredibly excited to share with you some of the research I've been doing on human space exploration, on human culture, and outer space. I am a fifth-year PhD candidate in the Department of Science, Technology, and Society. My background is in anthropology, but more specifically and perhaps more uniquely, the anthropology of outer space. Between 2017 and 2020, I conducted ethnographic research at Spaceport America in New Mexico, worked in space policy in Washington, D.C., and conducted research on congressional hearings. This research will culminate into the publication of a nonfiction book on space ethics, which was recently published. The book, Ground Control, An Argument for the End of Human Space Exploration, argues that we should postpone human space exploration while we prioritize unmanned space exploration, climate change management, and achieving a post-scarcity future. Ground Control demonstrates this through reflection on my ethnographic research and historic case studies. Ground Control also asks, who benefits from human space exploration? Who decides when, how, and why we send humans to outer space, and who is left behind? My doctoral dissertation and second book, Asteroid Fever, extend this research to examine the history of the space mining industry. I examine how objects such as asteroids and the moon have become commercialized. I entered into this new project with genuine curiosity about why there was a boom of interest in space mining in the 2010s. When did interest in space mining begin? And how has the legalization of space mining permanently impacted humanity's relationship with outer space as an environment? I've spent this summer speaking with asteroid miners, meteorite specialists, and digging through the NASA archives. And I've uncovered an incredible story about a commercial space market that emerged through the raw desire of entrepreneurial fever, media hype, and the creation of legislation, the emergence of certain institutions, Apollo-era interests in space resources, and the sheer personal motivation of specific individuals. I've learned that space mining is an emerging commercial space market which contributes not just to the commercial space industry, but a larger, harmful colonial project related to extractivism, which has now been extended into the stars. As I wrap up, I would like to share something which my research and engagement with the public has taught me. The College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences, the humanities, the social sciences, has the power to transfer crucial knowledge to the STEM fields and collaborate in a way that might help avoid some of the most pressing techno-scientific ethical issues facing humanity at this moment. It is part of our job as humanities scholars to engage with STEM fields, collaborate, and actively stay with the trouble as we apply and develop our research together. Thank you.
Please join me in another round of applause for Emily, Paul, Brett, Rishi, and Savannah. The work of our faculty and staff is deeply inspiring. It's not only inspiring to our peers and our students, but to many of the incredible alumni from our college. Before we close, I would like to play a brief video that demonstrates the power of philanthropy and the impact that an education in our college can have on generations of students.
My name is Rabiha Wahid, and my major is political science with a minor in Arabic.
I'm Julie Bird. I graduated in 1995 from Virginia Tech.
I really want to get into law school. I'm really interested in both immigration and international law. One of the main reasons is my parents. I'm a first-gen student here, and they both immigrated from Pakistan. They're one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to going to college and working hard.
It is incredibly rewarding because it's something that I wish I had had when I was coming to Virginia Tech. Having somebody that had walked a similar path to get to the university and really have someone there to be able to help me think about things just a little bit differently.
Since Julie also was the first gen, I feel like I related to her a lot. It's really nice to look at someone and they tell you that, oh, it's gonna be okay, and what you're doing is still good. Just keep pushing forward.
And the reality is with Beyond Boundaries, it is so significant to the students. It lets you watch someone grow and develop and know that you're helping them along their journey. It is incredibly meaningful.
Thank you all for joining us for this year's State of the College, and thank you to all of our faculty and staff for the hard work you do and the energy you give. I hope you'll join us for another hour of drinks and snacks, and thank you so much for coming this afternoon.